Good fam, welcome back to the Supremely Black Podcast. This your boy D Rose. Make sure that you hit the like button. Make sure that you comment. Make sure if you're rocking with the content that you subscribe. What's going on out there on this good Labor Day? I hope everybody's been doing well. Just go ahead. I'm about to jump right into the topics that I'll be discussing. Here's my take on everything that has transpired in Texas. I know a lot of the topics that we had talked about, from the guns being carried now, prostitution, the Star Spangled Banner, the abortion. I know that's the hot one, so I'm just go ahead and knock them off and just start about it from there. So one of them that's not being mentioned that a lot of people are just kind of grazing over is the felony prostitution now. So if you're buying sex or within the sex trafficking world, you could be charged with a felony for that. I think that's something that's huge because that is a lot, and especially if you see it in Texas. I mean, for the people that's in Houston, you know how it is. If you ride down the net, it's a bunch of, you don't see nothing but prostitutes, a lot of people just walking around. But now that people are going to be charged for, could be charged for a felony, I completely agree with that one, just to be honest with you, because I think that will help curb the sex trafficking and the human trafficking that's really going on in the underground world. So them actually addressing that is actually huge. To the fellas and the ladies, y'all gonna have to find maybe OnlyFans, and to the brothers out there, I mean, you gonna have to learn how to talk to a chick. You can't be buying the little, get the little Caesar's pizzas no more over there in over there off of Bissonnet or anywhere else in Texas. So I agree with them on stating that one. Now, in regards to the Star Spangled Banner, my thoughts on this, and I tied in with what's being them being banned on speaking on slavery within school. I just think that, from my perspective, is that if you're going to teach history, you might as well tell the whole truth. I understand that it could impact kids and maybe them make them think of their life in like a slave mindset, or just trying to erase that. But them erasing that is would be doing the kids a huge disservice, because honestly, we all know, we've been through school for the most part. Everybody is not privy to the information that's being provided, and nor is it all true. I mean, they've created their own fabricated stories and made up things that make us either want to worship certain people or certain holidays and things of that nature. So if we're going to just keep it real about it, if slavery was a part of history, there's no need for you to dumb it down and act as if that they were waitresses at a 5-star restaurant when they weren't. Let's just tell the truth about it, and that's just my thoughts, is that you are contributing to further separation from this nation, and it doesn't make sense to me for you to think you could just eliminate that part of history when it was definitely part of history, and the reason why everything works the way it does now within the country. And then with the Star Spangled Banner, I don't think that there's any real reason for that to be played if an owner or organization decides not to. You think about it, from the sports teams, from the NBA all the way into the NFL, predominantly, most of those teams are made up of black African Americans. So if they are offended by it, then they shouldn't be able to play it. And if an owner decides to say, hey, my players don't want to listen to the Star Spangled Banner before, they should have their right. So I don't agree with them making that mandated just because they are a state representative. That shouldn't be their call. So I don't agree with that one at all. Excuse me. And now another key one. Now, with being in Texas, I've been down here 2 years. I think this is a very key one. The concealed carry. Now, Texas had brought in the law in 2016 that you can have open carry, which means you can openly show that you're brandishing a firearm. Now, I think everybody should walk around and protect themselves no matter what, because, I mean, like many people have said, it looks like we're back to the Wild West days. But out here, it's honestly, people will try to take advantage of it if they feel as if that you can't protect yourself. So I'm completely behind being able to carry firearms. One of the key things is that now I want people to realize the difference between open carry and conceal. And when 2016 up until now, you had to show that you were carrying one. Now what makes this dangerous in a sense to some people is that now you can conceal it and be out of your vehicle, out of your home, which previously you would have to be, with the concealed carry to be able to, open carry, right? to show that you have it. Now that anybody can conceal it, no matter if it's no law in regards to having that, that's a different ball game. So just to be real with you, I mean, you gotta protect yourself, but you also don't know honestly who got foul on them now. So it's a completely different ball game. It's way different from just having open carry. And now that people can conceal, if you're not getting patted down at spots, you can almost guarantee that people could be packing a pistol on them and having some heat on them. So y'all be careful. Stay on your 10. Stay focused out here because we know that's a different ball game right there that we're playing. But I completely love the ability to be able to carry no matter if it's open or concealed. So I stand behind that one. That's been drawing a lot of attention. I already touched bases on my thoughts on how they're watering down the things that are being mentioned in school. Don't really have to elaborate on it. I think that very much speaks for itself. Just keep it real at all costs, man. Like trying to act as if something that happened is not going to work for me. So I don't agree with that. And I really would hope that that's something that they revisit and remove, to be honest with you. Now, to the one that's drawing all the publicity, getting a lot of things stirred up in regards to abortion. Like now that they've banned women not being able to have abortions after 6 weeks, and we all know that within the term that a lot of women may not even know that they're pregnant in 6 weeks. So I will give my stance on it. I said it a little bit in the previous video, but I am pro-choice, and here's my stance on it. Here's the thing: is that even though it's drawing a lot of attention, this is ultimately how I've always lived, is that at the end of the day, we're not the people that is going to be standing in front of them, or however you look at it, or whatever God or religion that you serve. I'm not going to be the one to stand in front of you to try to have that judgment day. And it is a woman's right and the man that she actually consented with to make the decision on either they want to bring in a child or not. If you think about the homeless race, you think about the mothers that have and parents that have killed their kids, if you think about the women that have committed suicide, if you think about the man, it's a lot of different things that go into it. So ultimately it comes down to your choice. Now, I just don't believe that we have the ability to judge you. Now, we could say whether it's right or wrong, but that's ultimately up to that person if they want to do it, because it's extremely hard if you've seen how it is to adopt a child. It's extremely hard for people to make it through pregnancies. There's a lot of different things that go into it. The only way that I would feel as if that the reason why it's a choice, especially since if someone was violated, and as I spoke about it, in a sexual way, and there was a child actually conceived out of that, right? I feel that they should have the choice to be able to go in and get the proper procedure done to remove that. And I can speak on that because I have a family member that was made in that particular way. That is a very, very, very tough way to let somebody know that that's actually how they were born. Like, this is how you were made. This is how you were conceived. This due to me being violated. I've seen how those relationships aren't the same. The kids here, the mother has to live through it. So not giving people the choice, not knowing of one, they've already been violated, right? So they ultimately have that decision. So that's why I would say for me it's pro-choice, is because at the end of the day, there's two adults that have went into making the child. Yes, there are preventive measures, but at the end of the day, people are going to do whatever they want to do. And I think that would just help with actually having kids that people care about and love from the moment that they were conceived, right? And taking care of them and doing whatever you need to do. And just also another thing that's put in place, they should definitely look at how like the homeless rates with kids, with parents with kids that didn't want them or just didn't have the financial support or didn't have the insurance to go in and actually help. Like, there's only certain amount of Planned Parenthoods in certain places, and yes, sometimes they offer for free, but if you don't know up until 6 weeks, that could make that a very difficult situation, especially if the two parents or the mother herself doesn't want to have the child. I just think people should have that option, and you just let them deal with whoever they have to deal with at the judgment day. But I don't think that's really upon us, because ultimately at the end of the day, that is that woman's body. And that's my thoughts on it, is that pro-choice for me, make whatever decision you feel is best, and whoever you pray to, and whenever that judgment day comes, that'll be something that you have to answer to. Us as humans, we shouldn't really get into why people are making those decisions. We could stand on whatever we want to stand on. Some opinions are going to be popular, some are not. But there's actually four stances when you think about it. It's not just pro-choice. It's pro-choice, pro-life. There's absolute moral, meaning no matter how the baby was conceived, that abortion is never tolerable, which I don't agree with. Then you have relative, means that it's excused in certain circumstances. You think about somebody being violated, financial reasons. There's a lot of different things, but that's my take on it. On the laws that are really just drawing a lot of attention. Again, we'll definitely be touching bases and having a live later this week. So make sure you like, comment, and share, because this is definitely a conversation that people need to really have and speak about, but be open-minded when you think of it. You're not always going to agree, but this is my stance on it. So make sure you comment below and share your thoughts, because it's a lot going on in Texas, and we're going to see how it actually turns out. But to everybody that has tapped in, major salute. If you're rocking with it, like I said, subscribe. To the queens out there, put your crown on. Salute to the kings out there. Salute.